Good morning, gladiators! We who are about to play Saludio! Hey everybody, I have been scouring my Steam library and my hard disks for games to play in the last few weeks, and I came across one just the other day which I bought way back in 2012, and I played once or twice then, and I gotta admit, it didn't really grab me at the time. That game, of course, is Legend of Grimrock, and it's a turn-based role-playing game in the style of Eye of the Beholder and Dungeon Master, games that were quite popular in the early 3D era, and they're quite atmospheric, but I found the tedious combat to be a real turn-off. But let's give the game another go now and see if it's any better than what I remember. All right. Grab your sword, grab your shield, grab your sandals, because we're heading into the dungeons of the Legend of Grimrock. Alright, here we are playing Legend of Grimrock, and this is a game from a studio from Finland called Almost Human. And this game actually started off, I believe, as a mod of Dungeon Master, or like a port of that game which came out in 1987, and then it ended up taking a life of its own. Let's check out the options first, make sure our details are all nice and high. Great. Okay. New game. Should we create some characters? Yeah, we'll create some characters. Order map? No, we won't do that. That's fine. Alright, our first character will be called Baron Wolfgang. From the Swords and Sandals universe, of course. And he can be a rogue. So we'll make him a fighter. Give him some athletics, armor. Actually, swords, armor, athletics. What traits does he have? He is athletic. So you got a bunch of stats here, of course, to add various pluses and minuses to your game. He's healthy. All right. You could even import a portrait if you wanted. Oh, that's kind of cool. But we don't actually have any saved, so let's click to another prisoner. We'll have another fighter type. Not that many portraits to choose from. We'll go with that guy. I'm going to call him Sir Belgrave, of course. He is also a human fighter. I tend to... Actually, let's give me a Minotaur fighter for fun. He can still be called Sir Belgrave. Actually, no, let's get rid of Sir Belgrave. Let's make Great Beast, who was one of the characters from Swords and Sandals. He can look like this massive Minotaur there. Bump some points in his strength, vitality. Armor. Actually, no, let's give him axe strength. He is tough, and he is cold-blooded. No, we don't really need that. Aggressive, yeah, he's going to be a bit of a beast. And put some points back into him. Going with a bit of a tank party here. We need a wizard, so let's create Sagan Z, a wizard. And he is going to have, I'm assuming that's the intelligence stat. I really love in games character creation. I find that just one of the more fun parts of these kind of games. There's air magic. Let's do some fire magic. There's something about personalizing your character in a game like this. It's just quite addictive. He is a demon ancestor. Resist fire. We'll make him evasive as well, so he gets hit less. Alright. And also in the back, we can have... There's no clerics, so I don't know what we're going to do about our healing. We'll have a rogue. This can be Luminescia, who in Swords and Sandals is actually a mage, but she can have dodge and daggers, agile, and skilled. Alright, let's start the game. But yeah, I find that role-playing games where we can create your own party are just so memorable, and it really takes me back to my youth. Oh no, give us some points. Alright. Start the game. So as the game starts, you're actually in an airship going to a dungeon, I believe, located on the top of a massive mountain. Getting a bit of a lag there, there we go. Floats towards the peak, and then you arrive. Here's our heroes being led off the ship. You've been basically prisoners sentenced to death in this dark pit. Thrown into the pit. This is Sparta style. For some reason, this introduction really slows down my machine, even though I have an absolute beast of a machine with, you know, very high level graphics card and everything. But that intro caused a lot of grief. But here we are, we're back. Less of a slideshow. Alright, so in these Eye of the Beholder style games, you basically have, it's turn-based. It looks like it's real time, but it's not. And so you move one turn at a time, and you can turn left and right by moving around like that. See how it does a full 90-degree snap to the next area? And you can move backwards and forwards and side to side like that. And each step is a turn. Of course, in the original, it didn't have this nice sort of animation in between them. What's that? Bones, nothing there. And this has much nicer, you know, lighting and effects and torches and so on that you didn't see back then. Click on the sign. Choose your fate. Perish in the cell or pick up the torch. Grab the torch. Wolfgang grabs the torch. Continue our adventure. So this is sort of a mixture of like a puzzle and a combat game, really. You have to look for clues on all the different walls. I'll give that to him. I'm actually going to hide myself so you can see the character portraits. Webcam's off. But I'm still here, of course. Actually, what I can do, I will move. Can I do that? One moment. Alright, I'm up here now. So you can still see me, which is part of the fun of the game's Gladiator, is you get to see my reactions to all the mistakes that I make in every game. Alright, so we've clicked the handle. Continue our adventure. There's some hooks there for something. Yeah, I mean, if you've not played Eye of the Beholder before, this is basically the same game. They've taken a lot from Eye of the Beholder, and of course Dungeon Master, which I never played Dungeon Master from 1987, but I did play a lot of Eye of the Beholder, and these games were popular for a while, then they died out in favor of the more, you know, actual 3D games, you know, which started with games like Elder Scrolls Arena and Ultima Underworld, just because there's something a little limiting about especially the combat in a game like this. And you'll see when we get to battle, it's where it really lets it down. And I've played this once when I bought it, and I did like the atmosphere, but I wasn't a huge fan of the gameplay. And I remember liking Eye of the Beholder back in the day, but I don't know. I don't really enjoy this style of gameplay as much anymore. But, you know, I feel like a lot of people do, and there is a merit to it. Let's put that stone there. It is kind of fun. It's slow and methodical. It's the kind of thing that actually would be quite good on a handheld device, I would think. You know, this turn-based combat. I'm grabbing all these torches in case it gets dark. Oh, what's that? A key. Grab the key. No music, of course, in this game. It's all about the ambient noise. There might be music later. Very easy to get lost, though. You know, there's our map. We haven't been here and here. The original, and this one has the option for it, when I say the original, Eye of the Beholder, didn't have a map. It was really frustrating. You get lost so easily, and I find games like that to be really... I just don't have the sort of 3D spatial awareness. I can't read maps in real life either, so go figure. So over that grate, that's where we've come from, I believe. Oh no, that's a locked grill. Here's some runic writing. Very similar to the runes you find in Ultima. These kind of runes are loose rock. They were found all over medieval, pagan England and that kind of thing, and they're druidic style runes. And I really like that style of writing. You see it a lot in games, actually. So, use that key. Who's got the key? Great Beast. What happened to the key? I thought we had the key. Can she pick a lock? She doesn't have a lock pick on her. Some skill points. Alright, you can have... I thought we got a key then, but not. Loose rock. See, this is where I find these games a little... You get stuck and it's a lot more puzzly than I would like. I'm not a huge fan of puzzles in games. I'm actually playing a game at the moment on my Switch called Monster Boy, which is a basically a spiritual sequel to Wonder Boy. And it's got a lot to love. It's a huge game. I'm about 20 hours into it. That's how big... This is a platform game, a Metroidvania style puzzle platform game, but it's got way too many puzzles in it that don't always make sense, and you find yourself getting a little frustrated. It was the same in... I'm going to grab that rock. We actually need it for that. It was the same in Uncharted, where you had these great action sequences and climbing and so on, but then they have all these puzzles, which some people like, but I found them, for the most part, to be just a little obtuse and a little dull. Have I found a key here that I just didn't... Loose rock. Idiot. Classic games Gladiator. I really have no clue what I'm doing half the time, and when I complain about these kind of games, it's often my own lack of skill. We haven't encountered any enemies yet, but we're going to put the key in the door there. Keep going. New area of the map. Oh, here's our first enemy. It's a snail, and they move... Tap. See, this is your combat. This is it. And that's pretty dull, and all you can really do is, move around, move back, try to sort of kite them, if you will, by moving left and right, but it's not particularly engaging. Got any skills you can use? Got a spell? Come on, Sagan, anyone? I mean, yeah, I remember getting about this far in the game last time, years ago, and just thinking, that's really dated, you know what I mean? Because that was the weakest part of Eye of the Beholder, and certainly, in my mind, is not something that tactically holds up today. It's just pretty dull. All you can really do is click on your weapon and hope that they hit. Which I guess is what happens in a lot of role-playing games, but... Throwing dagger? Can we throw it at him? Oh yeah, we hit him. But yeah, I don't know. Here's another guy. It doesn't make for the most compelling video either, does it? And the guys in the back can't do anything yet. I mean, unless they have... Oh, that's a journal. So it is turn-based, but you still... Got any skills? Nothing. Is that two of these? Oh, no. I mean, really, who thinks this is fun? Because you've really got two buttons. I don't know. I think sometimes if I go into a game with a sort of a negative outlook on it, I find it can be hard to change my mind. We get set in our ways. And this game probably has a lot more depth, and even probably depth of combat and skill later on, maybe. And the puzzles probably get a lot more interesting. It's really popular. I mean, this game has sold over 1 million copies easily. And there's been a sequel made They even did a live action TV series of it, which was kickstarted, I think, back 2004. It was like a web series. I've never seen it, but you can probably find it on YouTube. And, you know, and the atmosphere is good, and the graphics are... I mean, this is 2012, but 3D is not bad for the time. I mean, it's good for the time, and it still holds up now. If I made a game like this, I'd be proud of the graphics. But just that combat is just so boring that it's really hard to get, you know, psyched up by it. Yeah. I don't know. And like, I don't really feel like I want to play that much more of it. Here's some sandals, though. Who doesn't love sandals in a game? Swords and sandals, Gladiator. What's that? A baked maggot. Delicious. See, this kind of stuff's fun. I like all the inventory, you know, item kind of stuff you get. I really do prefer 2D role-playing games to 3D ones in general. You know, I mean, I like The Witcher a lot, but I wasn't that into Skyrim. I don't know, I'm just an old school player, I guess. Here's a pit. Can we jump over the pit? Or we're just going to fall down? Is there a... To close the pit, something needs to fly. So let's throw something at that. Throw the dagger, there we go. Grab the dagger again. This is a simple puzzle, but, you know, it's effective. And then... Oh! Everyone took some damage. Fell down. Grab a rock. That's that. So, yeah, teleport us back there. Where haven't we been? There's a few little loose ends there. Map. Pit root bread. There you go, Luminesha. You can have that. I guess that heals you, or do they have a hunger clock as well? Oh yeah, there is a hunger clock there. Everything you do consumes food. The bar turns yellow when you're hungry. Alright, so we're not really doing too badly. We've reached some dead ends there. We actually need to go back. Oh, actually, how do we get through there? Well, sorry, we've got a key. There we go. Ah, no! It's a scary face. Heal my sight. So we can probably put something in there. What about a torch? No? So, oh, there you go. You can look around. That's with the right mouse. Who knew? There you go. Which is just helpful if you do have something on the ground that you can't use. So we got to find something to put in his eye sockets, I'm imagining. You know, it's slow paced. It's not too bad like that. I mean, if you, like I was saying, if you've ever played Eye of the Beholder, this is just the same game. And there's nothing wrong with that, remaking a classic, but I think sometimes you just need to, well, you just need to take not everything and copy and paste it, because sometimes they should have learned from the combat and at least change that up a bit. Oh, great. Another snail to fight. 2. Anywhere else I can go? Oh, no! Snails there. Oh no, this is... Oh, there's snails everywhere and we don't do much damage. We haven't even got a decent weapon. Taking big damage. Great Beast is going to go down in a minute. We still haven't gained any weapons. Got any skills? Got any fire magic I can cast? No. So we've got a wizard that doesn't have any spells. A rogue that doesn't have any abilities yet. Oh, we've just lost the Great Beast. Wolfgang's up there in the front. Is this how it ends? Is this how it ends, my friends? Oh, Sagan Z, the last man standing. Cast a spell. Look around. Throw a rock at him. Can't reach. Game over, man. Wow, there you go. Game over. Alright, well, to be honest with you, my opinion on Legend of Grimrock hasn't changed that much. I didn't love it when I bought it back in 2012 and don't love it now. I did a Games Gladiator video on Eye of the Beholder a little while back, and I think I was more positive about that game than I am about this, and that's probably because of the age of the game. And I think these guys have just copied the old game too faithfully and then just forgotten about one of the main things that makes a role-playing game fun, and that's the combat. That combat is dry, tedious and dull and not particularly tactical or interesting. I wouldn't recommend this game. No. You know, I mean, it looks fine. I'm sure it's got more to it than what I've seen, but I just found that whole experience a little bit dull. Alright. That's it for today, my friends. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Games Gladiator, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.